Margaret Aycock. I'm going to be your teacher for the next few hours, and we're going to be painting still lifes. We'll be working on painting this still life, and we'll be concentrating on reflective objects, and hopefully we can make it so it's not quite so scary for you. So this is going to be fun, and we hope you enjoy it. We've gotten freezer paper that looks like this. Get it at the grocery store. You're going to turn it shiny side up. It's a lot cheaper than using the palette stuff that you get in the store. We've got a little bit of burnt sienna on our palettes, and I'm going to hand you some mineral spirits in a few minutes. This is a part of the painting process. When you're painting in oils, the rule is thick over thin. So we start very thin, and then we work towards getting a thicker paint, and it's a process. You're going to paint, this time is going to be a little sketch, and then you're going to get a bit better sketch, and then you're going to be blocking in, and it's going to be a process. And this is going to be the thinnest part. Before we get too far gone, this painting, the main thing I want you to get out of this is we're going to do two things we're going to focus on. One is reflective objects, and the other is painting glass, and which is kind of reflective object too. When you set up a still life, there's a lot of different ways you can do it, and a lot of different people do it differently. And I usually set up things that kind of make sense that they might go together. A lot of times people will set up a still life that they throw in a really odd object just for fun, and that's okay too. But I usually tend to put together a still life that makes sense. Like maybe someone is having tea and reading books or something. So it might be just as simple as that. It's not any major thing. But the other thing that you want to think about is where you're going to place your objects. So you don't. I shouldn't say that this is a rule. I don't want things that are all lined up in a neat row, although you've probably seen a lot of real interesting paintings that just have like 3 or 4 pairs lined up in a neat row. So it's just the style that I find most attractive. So I set up things that are varying in heights and varying in sizes. And you could maybe just zoom in and see what we're doing, if you don't mind, Hannah. Thank you. And you're plugged in, so you can't go too far. The other thing that you want to do is light plays a real important part of your setup. And depending on where you put the light, it changes from here to here. Whoops. Oh, could somebody switch off the music, Brian? Do you mind switching, or just turning it down, please? If I put the light right here, what's going to be the pretty usual focal point? What's going to be the thing that people are going to most look at in your painting? If I put the light right here, what are some things that you see? Focal point being the thing that really draws your eyes. Probably the teacup. And to create a focal point, some of the ways to create a focal point are the lightest thing next to the darkest thing. So for like you guys right here, this is really, really light next to that dark blue. It could be the thing that's most detailed. This also could get a lot of detail. It can be the 2 opposites on the color wheel. Like put an orange thing next to a blue thing. I'm trying to think. Those are different focal points. If this were here, what might be the focal point this time around? It could be, depending on where you are in the room, it could be the red thing. What else could it be?
Flowers.
It could be the flowers.